fucking black cap, so you should stop all that stunting. Brother, why you fronting? Let me hold the mic, I'm about to jump in. If it ain't Bex, then it's Kish that they're bumping. Joe Biden, we can get that thing pumping. They love me like cooked food, they love me like dumpling. Underground sound, we tryna get them pounds. Underground sound so heavy as the crown, cause we never had any, had to stretch that penny. The rhythm that's loud, I ain't Bizzle but pow. It was Rizzle kicks then, but I'm the Rizzle kid now. Not chilling on the block like Nelly and Kelly. Had to hit that belly cause we never had any. Had to stretch that penny on the block like Jenny. Had to hit that belly, so we put in the work and make it work like Eddie. Ed and Eddie. Never had any, had to stretch that penny on the block like Jenny. Had to hit that belly, so we put in the work and make it work like. Put in the work and make it work.
I remember the days I ain't had shit. Oh wait, it's the same till today, what a madness. I need me some notes for the stacking. Had a plan, but it didn't go to plan. I'm a maverick, I breathe and I grind, I don't panic. Except panic attacks, and my brain overacting. I'm still in the ends where it's cracking, but I'm blessed, cause you know I got a passion. See me, I'm different. No clones, that's a no-go. These niggas bozo, they see me, they wishing. Look good like a logo, gang right lobo. They act like I'm pimping. Swerve shit like Volvo, no some no-go. These shots are all missing. I can never mind for the bitch, and they see me, I'm different. They don't like more time how I do this. I'm not dead, not Anubis. Out for my coin, not Judas. Man, can't chat for my guys, you stupid. Some situations I drop on my price. Sometimes it's worth trying to lose it. Sometimes I have to remember my price, so I take these shots like Cubans. And know we got next. If you hear my voice and it's loud and you're speaking it, everything's blessed. Need me respect. I ain't doing nothings with that. I don't need to pretend that I flex. No, they a mess. Niggas see you niggas do well and proceed to be evil and vex. There's this one thing you already know that's lit. That's a tune with Kishin and Bex. That's gang like wow.
Mic check. Let me hear something from you. All right, pull that mic just a tad bit closer to your face. Gotcha. Okay, good deal. Welcome. Thank you for this is the very first episode of the Hump Day TV show. It's midday week show. It's kind of a spinoff from an old show I used to do. I used to do internet radio before internet radio was cool, like back in 2005. And
you've been doing it for a while.
Oh God, yeah. And so and I never really understood the impact that it was having, like in my local city, by doing it, right? Because I wasn't in that market just yet. I was just doing that, and then over the course of like just a few things that happened, I ended up in like the hip hop market. The same people that I had been interviewing on this online show, and realized that when I got to that market, all these people knew who I was from that online show.
Yeah,
like it was so weird because I never even thought about it, you know. But it was cool. But yeah, anyway, So, very first episode, we got Lady A from Birmingham, Alabama. What's up, girl? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Finally got this thing together.
I know. Hey, these schedules are crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, so before we get started, right? So, kind of give us a background on exactly like who you are as a person, where you're from, what your family like, all that kind of good stuff.
I am Lady A. I'm from Selma, Alabama. I ain't gonna say born, but I'm gonna say raised there. I was born in North Carolina, Fort Bragg, so I'm a military brat. We raised predominantly in Selma.
Right.
Been rapping for, I really don't want to say how many years because y'all gonna think I'm old. A lady ain't supposed to tell her age. But I've been rapping for a long time.
Have you?
Yeah.
So, Army brat, right?
Yeah, mom and dad both military.
Really? So what was your favorite duty station?
I didn't have to deal with none of that.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I was just born on the military.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
Like I said, I was born there and raised in Selma.
Oh,
the
gotcha.
Texas, the Oklahoma, and
Yeah.
that too. So
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, I was a military brat. The only thing I remember is the only place I remember was being in Kansas. My dad was stationed at Fort Leavenworth, and I remember there used to be these restaurants called A&W's, like A&W root beer,
yeah,
but they look just like Sonic's.
Yeah.
Right, they
I
don't-
know, I actually know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I stayed in Texas for a while
Uh-huh.
with my grandma in Wichita Falls, and they had one connected to a gas station.
Oh yeah.
So I know exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah. So my mom she was busting her ass at one of those, and I remember we lived in like this trailer, and like it literally snowed us inside this trailer because it was so much snow. I mean, it's Kansas, and that was like
it'll trick you. I had an experience. in
really.
Missouri.
Oh,
I
yeah.
had a great experience.
So you didn't think about going in the military? No.
Hell no. I ain't gonna say like I ain't decent in the military or
Right.
anything like that. It just was something I knew I would never do.
Right.
Especially kind of hearing some of the stories, all the stuff you got to go through and do. I knew that wasn't gonna work out for me.
See, it's you do your research, right? And I've heard those stories before, like this. But let me tell you this story. So I was at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and we were out in the field for like 3 weeks, right? And so I'm lower enlisted, so I gotta help set up all the tents for the officers and do all this this manual labor, right? And
What is the correct title of that? That would be like a private or something.
yeah, like I was
E1 or
like
something.
an E3.
Yeah.
E3.
I kind of know a little bit.
God, where was I going?
You saying you was setting up? They had you setting up like 10.
Yeah, what was I? I can't remember what the point of that story was. What was the last point of your story? Shit, I forgot.
I told.
Like that's some good.
You
But
asked me would I join the military? I told you hell nah.
Right.
Did I want to ever go at that age? Nah.
gotcha.
I never-
Yeah, I mean. Oh yeah. I remember what it is. So I'm out in the field with the setting up all these tents, doing this manual labor shit, right? And so at the end of the day, like I'm working in this it's a headquarters tent. They call it a TOC, and we have 4 Air Force people attached to our unit for this exercise. So these guys are working in the TOC with us, and we're working 10 to 12 hour shifts, and then we go and we do whatever we want to, and it goes like that. And so the first day that I seen this Air Force guy, I probably hadn't had a shower in 2 days because we had just got started and they got to set up showers and all that. Because usually you usually go the first 2 days without a shower, and then they get everything set up, and then you get it handled. It's just the way it is. So
You just proving every point I had in my head of why I didn't want to go.
so I asked this guy, I was like, hey, I said, what tent are you guys staying in? Whenever we get off, we're going to play spades and hang out and bullshit. And he goes, tent? He goes, we're staying at the Holiday Inn. Those fools, yeah, they got treated like that. They like the Air Force, if you didn't want to do military shit, like the Air Force is the one to go to because they don't ever go to the field hardly unless you're in that certain MOS. You have all the best barracks, all the best food, all the best shit. Like it's crazy. Like it's like they're like the those popular kids in high school that you want to punch.
Yeah, see, now he don't know.
But that's the one to go to though because
I mean,
you
that's
got it
cool,
made.
but they just-
You know, you can go to Italy and get paid to go.
I mean, I kind of know like the
Yeah.
benefits. Like with my dad, he was active. I think my mom had me. She kind of got out.
Yeah.
And my dad was still.
I'm starting to sound like a recruiter. I'm sorry. Like I'm
Yeah,
not trying to recruit you for it.
You ain't got to worry
But
about going.
like I'll be honest with you. Like growing up, like I got to the point where I didn't know if I was going to have any options of whatever. So like that really saved my life. So it's
Yeah,
just
I mean, I
you know
understand.
it's like something like I know that like without it like I don't really know what would have happened. You know what I mean? But you know my brother, my sister, they didn't go. You know they're like it's not for
Yeah,
them.
none of us went.
Yeah.
Well, on my mama's side, none of us went.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So. Enough on that. You got family that's in music. You said your dad's a DJ.
Yeah, my dad used to be a DJ.
Yeah.
Shout out to DJ Silk T. Yeah, he had him a smooth name.
Nice.
Him and my uncle Mike.
Yeah, he was
my daddy best friend. I call him up too. So him and my uncle Mike, they used to DJ at one of the local clubs where I'm from, and it was top class, off the bypass. I still just remember that. And 12 Stone, kind
Right.
of that. And then I had a cousin. They had like a little music group,
nice.
Wormhole, like so.
Right.
It was just like a lot. Then grandma. And
Yeah.
not that she did nothing musically, it's just that's what we did on the weekends downtown. We out of school, we listen to blues.
Right.
All of that good stuff that
Right.
kind of would pique my interest.
Right. Yeah. You can tell that's all in like your DNA right there. It's just a big mixture of different things that people have
different
done.
things, different exposures.
Right. So, at what age did you like decide? I'm gonna take it serious. Like this is what I'm gonna do.
I probably had hit like 19 and I was like, I want to do music. It just like always kind of stuck with me.
Right.
Like it piqued my interest around like I maybe was like 10, maybe 11. The Tina Turner movie had came out. What's Love Got to Do with It?
Right.
Right. I know that's one of my idols. So that kind of when I watched that movie, I was like, man, I can do that. I can't do it that way, but I can
Right.
do that. So, as I grew up, I would write stuff down. Didn't know if it went together. Just knew I would just jot down stuff and try to put it to something. But maybe about 19, I was really like, I can do this. And then I got my first session. I booked my own session. I probably was like 21.
Mm-hmm.
I was like 21. I was like, I'm going to try it. I had put down this song. I just knew this song
Right.
was the song.
Uh-huh.
I was like, I'm going to go to the studio. And I started asking people like, hey, can I, you know somebody with a studio? Because a couple of the local artists would ask me to sing on the track. Initially, it was the singing.
Mhm.
They wanted me to sing on the chorus or
Right.
go in and do a couple oohs and ahs. And these were rappers, and I'm like, I want to do my own.
Right.
Like, I want to put my own stuff out there. So I was like, I started digging around, and I ended up linking up with this dude named Roddy Moore. Roddy Moore. He was the first one that ever recorded just me.
Mm.
And I was like, I love this. Because it's me. And I heard it. I hear the track. I hope nobody ever finds this track. But I did the track, and I was like, yes.
Right.
This is it.
Yeah. So what was the song? Like what was it about?
The song was called I Hustle.
Uh-huh.
And it was just basically like me telling the story of like, no matter what, like I gotta get up and go get it. And me being a female, I was like, I gotta get up and go get it. I can't depend on nobody.
Right.
I can't wait for it. Like I hustle, like men are big on the hustling
Right.
mentality. That's what we're known for.
Mhm.
Us being more feminine, they think of us as just made a backbone, but some of us don't have it, so I
Right.
can't wait on nobody to give me. I gotta go get it.
Right.
That was just the mentality that I picked up.
Yeah.
Like with everything, it applies to everything.
You know, I think if I don't know, like this is it's a different day and age these days, right? Like before, you had like in order to make it, you had to have a record deal,
Yeah.
right?
you
That was
did.
like the way,
That was the goal.
right?
Like, you could be an
But
artist.
now, like there's this chick Snow the Product,
I know who that is.
bruh, she's doing a little over $1 million a year.
Yeah, and I remember seeing her. I think I seen her. I want to say college commercials when I first know. She did a college commercial.
Really?
It was like that Everest or something. You know, you
Yeah.
had a commercial, and I want to say she did one of those, if I'm not mistaken. But that's how I realized and recognized who she was.
Yeah.
Then I started kind of seeing her on Facebook
Mhm.
and just kind of, and she wasn't signed to nobody.
Yeah, no, still
was
not. And
out there.
they all do that.
Yeah.
And then there's this other guy. His name is Tom McDonald,
Mhm.
and he's a white dude,
Mhm.
right? He and his girlfriend, like they do all their own production. They shoot their own videos. The videos are freaking
But that's
dope.
dope.
And this dude has gotten to #1 on Apple Music through all his shit. Bro, like that dude is fucking killing it. And
Yeah.
it's him and his girl doing their shit.
That's you, but you know what? It's the grind of it. Like
Mhm.
you get the people that's rocking with you. And like,
Right.
They don't know you from a can of paint, but they see you and they just support it.
So let me tell you this, right? I learned a lot about human behavior when I was promoting a mixtape of mine,
Mhm.
right? And you know, and I had an expansive like friend list on Facebook, partly because I'm a DJ, partly because I just know a lot of people,
Mhm.
partly just for whatever, right? And so, damn, where was I going with that story? Shit, I know, like God.
Hump day.
That's some new weed right there, and it's good, as you can tell.
Get you.
Anyway, we'll get on to the next subject. All right, so how many albums have you done?
This will be my first one.
Your first one.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Nice.
This is my baby. My baby.
So how many songs?
It's 12.
12.
I was gonna say 11. Initially, it started out with like 6. And then the more I started recording, I was like, okay, we're going to do EP.
Right.
And then it went from, I'm going to have to change this to an LP because if I'm going to put the content out, I might as well give the people something.
Right.
You can't just get the appetizer. I give you 3 songs.
Mhm.
Like, dang, what a raise.
Right.
So, it went from 8, I had to take it to 11, and I just did the last track, and I was like, it gotta go. Actually, no. I had already did the track, and I was playing it for my CEO. I'm County Road Records, that's the label. We was sitting up listening, I went to him, I finished it. And I had just put in my head, I'm doing a project this year. I don't care what nobody says. I ain't waiting on nothing. I
Right.
ain't waiting on nobody. I think I told him, like, I don't know what y'all doing, but I'm dropping something this year. I'm not waiting no more. It's just, I really feel like it's time. So I went to him, we played it, and he was like, I don't want to take nothing off there. And I was like, yes, I got it.
Mm.
Because he'd be like, nah, that ain't it right there. He was like, I want to add a song. And it was a song that I had already did.
Mm.
I was like, and it just clicked, and I was like, it's finished.
Yeah.
I'm ready to put it out. What we coming out with.
Right.
Whatever I come out with, I got to come out swinging.
Right.
Especially from previous singles, and ain't no project behind them singles. They just singles to now.
Yeah.
People are like, when you going to give us an album, Mom? When we going to get an EP or something?
So what are you talking about on the albums or on the records?
On the records, I mean, it hits every point of a female.
Mm.
Like, I'm pro woman. Like, just pro female. It is
Right.
what it is. We can do it too.
Gotcha.
And we ain't got to be portrayed a certain way to do it. We hit everything. Like, me flying,
Mm-hmm.
me telling these grown-ass men, grow the hell up.
Hey, you know you can pull the mic to you so you don't have to lean over. Yeah. And just get it to wherever it's comfortable for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Just make sure it's close. Yeah.
You
Thank
hear me clear?
Yeah. Mm.
Okay. Like I said, the album just hits on every point that a female go through.
Gotcha.
Like I know we human, we go through shit, but
Right.
this goes through every point, everything.
So what would you say would be the most prominent thing you think?
Get this money.
Yeah. I
All
know.
this bag. Like,
Yeah.
go get you one.
Oh, I know what point I was trying to make is because it's so different now in the way artists can make money.
Yeah.
Like, if you treat being an artist as a true independent contractor, right? You have a gift to sing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so people need people to sing for various reasons,
Right.
right? That'll help you pay your bills along the way while you do the music that you want to do.
Right.
You know,
And without somebody standing over you, like, you can't put that up.
right? I mean, like I would have on the Facebook or website or whatever, offer to do weddings or whatever. You can make a quick
I want
$250 or $500.
Yeah.
Sing somebody's,
I want to tell you what else I realized. Songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've got hit up a couple of times
Yeah.
about songwriting.
Yeah.
The way you put words together and express it.
Yeah.
Like, that's...
Ghostwriting,
Yeah, ghostwriting. A lot of the time, some artists start off writing for other people before they actually put their own craft out.
Right.
With them behind it, not behind somebody else. So
Right.
that's
How do you do that? How do you write and be to me, how do you be good at it and write for someone else, but then know that there's a way that that you're going to put the best foot forward on yourself.
Right.
So
It's more along the lines of, this is just me, I don't want to speak for everybody, but writing about something out and singing or experience, right?
Right.
And getting the artist to understand where they're coming from.
Right.
Like, if you connect to this,
Right.
you should be able to understand that these words exactly.
Right.
Put your own flavor on it when you're putting it out.
Right.
So, I mean...
Which
that's
is
the basis of
that's
it.
kind of what separates the women from the girls and the men from the boys.
Yeah,
The people that are able to do that.
Not I would say, not knocking nobody if you don't write.
Right.
It give you an extra edge if you do.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's an integral part of being an artist to get your own feelings out there.
Right.
Through your own thought process, because people, when people become fans of people, they really want to know what this person thinks. Like, is
think, and they relate to it.
Right.
Like, a lot of your fans, they relate to something.
Yeah. That's why
Not
it's
everything, but something that you said, that's what caught it.
That's why it's so heartbreaking for some people when they find out someone does a lot of ghostwriting.
Yeah.
Like it really bothers some people.
But I don't understand why.
Because some people will get emotionally connect, you know what I mean? And it's not the majority, or
Right.
nothing like that. But
it has become like people really get upset when you say, "Oh, I don't write none of that. I got a ghostwriter."
Well, then you fuck around. Then you're gonna have a restraining order on somebody because they in the fucking bushes when you come out of the studio.
Don't come in the bush.
Yeah, that's.
Baby, them dogs.
Were you? Oh, Jesus. What was I gonna say? All right, so very first album. When are you gonna put it out?
I actually was supposed to put it out this month,
Mm.
but some things kind of pushed that back, which is cool. It just means that I need a little more time to do what I had to do. Oh, but before the month of June is out, it's coming. You don't have to worry. But the single's getting ready to come out probably within the next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Make sure I get the right copy.
You should have the right copy.
Did you send it to my email?
Yeah.
Okay. I ain't had a chance to check my email today, so I'll.
Yeah, you need to play that before we get out.
Yeah. We're gonna play it for sure. And tell me about that song.
Well, the name of that song is called Body Parts. No pun intended, it's called Body Parts. It's just like it's an upbeat club, like
Yeah.
people want to dance. I kind of want to get back to that. Like you used to go to the club to have fun.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't about like who had on what. You went to the club to have fun. Like you knew you was fly. You was in there.
See, I think a lot of us done fucked around and slept and let a lot of those SoundCloud rappers get prominence that they don't they don't pay attention to detail or any of that.
I'm big on this. Like
Right. Yeah.
I want to be.
That's
in the
what we
club.
need.
I want to be in the club. Like yeah. I remember they used to like. I wasn't able to go in the club, but just hearing some of the experience, like
Right.
some of my peers were able to get into the club.
I mean, like I just remember like what I associate with a lot of those SoundCloud rappers, or Xanax, Lean, and other things
Yeah,
like
they
that.
definitely high.
Right, and it's like that
they
even
definitely have.
it's like it almost goes along with that style of, I guess if you even want to call it hip hop. I don't.
I mean,
like,
I ain't gonna take away from what's hip hop. You understand me? I can't just sit up here and be like, I am hip hop, da 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 da, because I do have songs where shit might be somebody we had selling the club turn.
yeah, but that's not your persona,
Nah, that's not my.
and that's not that.
something I'ma put out.
Nobody in hip hop does that persona. Like Little Xan, like,
and I know who you talking about. Lil Xan, Lil
he's
Peep,
named
Lil
after a
Pump.
prescription medication.
But you know what? That's not my generation though.
Right.
Like speaking on it, like that's not
Yeah.
my generation. That's just that's the what is it, Gen Z? Is that what they is? I think
That's just- it's just a-
that's just what they do.
I feel like some of us just have some type of moral responsibility when your fan base is primarily X age range, and it's like an impressionable age range, and you just like you have some type of moral responsibility not to lead people down a path of prescription medication by naming yourself after a pill.
But here's what I'm gonna rebuttal with it. I understand
Alright.
that. That's cool. That's true. You don't want to put nothing out with somebody picking up and they taking it in a bad light.
Right.
Even if they feel like it's not a bad light, because that's something they seen
Right.
see me do. But if you're going to say that, you can also say that my generation, Ludacris was talking about slapping a bitch today. I'm like, but that's the fact of it.
Right.
And guess what we was ready to do?
Right.
Slap us a bitch if they ain't crazy. NWA, fuck the police. That's the first thing they saying. Get what? That's what they was living. That's, it's kind of the voice of it.
But to kind of prove my point, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's going to start using Diego instead of Little Xan.
I mean, yeah.
Because of that fact that he knows he even talked about it. I remember he knows. I just don't know if he's going to like act on what he knows he should do.
I mean, but he's at that statue where I can see why people would want to try to hold that type of light. Like you named after a drug. That's what you promote. But
I mean, because you can't be I just can't see someone being an OG with that type of name, because the marketability, like what's associated with it. I don't think corporate entities will touch you when it comes to like big, deals like what 50 Cent would get, or Diddy or something like that.
50 Cent came up talking about that's the door for it, but 50 Cent came in the door being a bully. Like, and I watched.
Yeah,
50,
but that's shooting, and that was acceptable.
That's what he was promoting.
Yeah.
We're not gonna act like that's not what it was, because that's what it was.
Yeah, no, they've been doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they've been talking about prescription.
That's why we have to take a more responsibility.
Right. But here's the thing: we're not gonna act like people haven't been taught. That generation just bolder as hell with it. And we ain't gonna act like.
Well, it's like our generation has more substance. Like, there's nothing wrong with talking about it. There's nothing wrong with partying.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Like, there's nothing wrong with having songs about it. But when that's what you are. Like, you're an addict playing music is what some of them end up being, and you can watch them being crazy addicted, like right in front of your face.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Like I said, I understand where you come from,
But-
with it. It's just always gonna be a rebuttal to this.
Yeah.
Like it's this thing with music, just like if it ain't music, we got this thing called freedom of speech.
Right.
So we're gonna have a free range of what we talk about.
That's what I love
Go
about
for
America.
music, yeah, that's what they go for with music too.
Right, yeah.
If I want to express that, not me per se, I want
Right.
to pop me some pills and
Yeah.
trip the hell out. Then I should be able to say that in my
They-
music because somebody's gonna connect to that.
Right. Oh yeah. I 100% agree. Some people only want First Amendment when it's like convenient.
Yeah,
And when
but
it-
if you
when it
gonna
only
live by
suits
First
it.
Amendment, that's just like when I tell you I ain't gonna bite my tongue.
Right. Right.
I ain't gonna bite my tongue.
Right.
So with
yeah.
the First Amendment, that's just legally that's just what it is. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
bite my tongue. I
Yeah.
got the freedom of speech. I'm not gonna bite my tongue.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think labels, like there's so many labels these days, and those labels like are like they're weapons.
They are. Yeah.
I mean, because we're
Everybody
human.
wanna
We're
put somebody
human.
in a box.
We're human beings.
Right.
All right. If you're naturalized or legal or whatever, you're an American, right? And then once you get past that, is where people start to focus in on your differences,
Yeah.
and they'll exploit them, right? I mean, Charles Barkley. I was watching him, and they were talking about like, like racial tension and things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I'll be honest with you. He goes, because he's played all over and done all these things. He said, the majority of like black and white Americans are just really, really good people, and it's the media and all them that pick these groups, and they show you what they want to show you, and they don't show you what they don't want
But
you
it's
to
the
see.
propaganda.
Yes.
Us as humans is what we follow.
Yeah.
You're right. The media will put it up as
Because
perception, and we're gonna run with it.
I've seen them focus on one story when there's other things like happening.
Things going on.
Yeah, and it's like you want this to be prevalent and not that, and it's crazy.
Or they have telling the story.
Yeah,
Like they have telling the story.
that's why I started like if I want to know something that bad enough, like I'll just go and I'll try to find the court documents or the research finding or whatever it is. I'll try to go find that shit, and then see what it is like for real, because I've noticed there's been times where I've looked and read something, and there's people on TV telling me something totally different, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, like I've seen it. This is from the doctor. But anyway, all right. So you gonna do any promo behind that thing? Like you gonna do like some part like you gonna do a mixtape release party or album release party or?
Yeah, I plan on doing the LP. Well, yeah, like you said, an album release
Yeah.
for it. But the promo for this single, I'm trying to be everywhere. I want to saturate it so much that you just gotta be like, let me go see what the she talking about.
Bruh, hey, you know what you should do?
Well,
I don't know. I think it would be worth a try, but I've been trying to figure out a way to kind of get some exposure to get more like DJ business, and so I'm in this group it's like Alabama vendors, right? And so these people that do these events, these festivals with live music and crafts and all these other things, they'll post and they'll go, hey, we need vendors, and so they'll search like for people that do music and people that are selling shit to go out there, and I think working some of those little festivals would be a really good opportunity to get in front of
I wanna
people
perform at
that probably wouldn't normally see your social media.
yeah. It's when it comes to stuff like that, it's really about the showmanship.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to see. Cause I ain't gonna lie, like I done seen people I didn't know from a can of paint
Right.
performing, and I'm talking about they put on a show, and I was like, man, who the fuck is that? And like straight up, just like that, who the fuck is that? Man, let me go. I need to go see who that is. I need to be like a couple. It's a lot of YouTubers
Yeah.
I've been watching, and I watched the evolution of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, dang, I remember when they was on Vine.
Right.
I remember when they was doing Instagram before it got the reels and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I remember.
I mean,
that.
and that's another revenue stream,
Yeah.
for anybody.
Right.
I mean, that's what Snow has been. That's what she's
what
been
I'm saying.
focusing
When
a lot
you said
on.
her name, and she just did she was just in like a recent movie.
Was she?
Yeah, I want to say. I can't think of the movie. She was in a recent movie. And it wasn't Ballers. Another movie came out with J-Lo, but it wasn't that one.
I came across her. I was like, I'm half Mexican, so I was trying to find like all like Mexican hip hop artists because I wanted to do an all like Mexican Mexican hip hop artist mixtape, and that's when I came across her. Man, there's some dope kids too. I don't understand a fucking word they say.
I don't
but-
either. Like, what is it? His name is Omar, but I want to say that's more reggaeton. So Cypress Hills would be like Mexican. Like, I know
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
only
they're
movie.
Latin.
That would be like Mexican hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that insane posse crew, all that. Is that what that is?
ICP, no. ICP is like they're like
That was just like a rock group.
they got the looks like Kiss
Okay.
paint on their
Yeah,
face.
is it like Omar?
There's a guy named Lil Mexico. He's dope.
His name is Lil Mexico. I know a couple rappers' names.
Yeah, Lil Mexico.
I've heard of him. I don't know him personally.
Yeah. And then there's some like further south art that I've been coming across that they're pretty dope.
Further south.
Oh
Well, I mean,
shit!
that's cool.
I'm about to give my dog a Xanax here pretty soon.
Not the dog.
Like she's freaking out right now. She's freaking out somewhere because it's raining,
Uh-huh.
and they gave her trazodone at one point, right?
So why they giving your dog? See your
Because she stresses.
Lasagna?
Bruh, this motherfucker, she weighs 14 pounds, right? Like, I gave her a fucking, a milligram, like a full milligram. And that shit didn't phase her. Fucking tail's wagging. She was ready to fucking, she's having a good time. Me, dude, I'd been fucking out. Like, it would have knocked me out. But, and they have her on Prozac every day. I gotta give her Prozac every day.
Oh, your dog be high.
She got mental issues. She grew up in the country. Like that's in Mississippi.
Uh-huh.
We lived out in the county, and so all of our lots were like 2-acre lots. So we weren't like on top of each other, and so she was used to being in a cul-de-sac where there was like a couple cars that she knew to get it implanted into Birmingham downtown at that, where there's like all this fucking shit going on, and she ain't been right since.
Baby, your dog
Yeah.
say, I do not like him.
I mean, as long as she's got her Prozac and her Xanax, like she's straight. So,
That's funny.
all right. So, before we go, you want to share your social media links?
My social media link.
Make sure you get good and
Yes,
close,
yeah.
so people
On
can hear.
Instagram, it's officially Lady A. It's virtually Lady A on everything, but on Instagram, it's officially Lady A. On Facebook, it's Lady A, and it's spelled LADII. There's no Y. We ain't questioning nothing, so there's two Y. I said I did basically what
Gotcha.
it is. So it's Lady A on everything. Twitter, like I said, officially Lady A on Instagram, but Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat. I ain't got no Bebo yet, but I'm gonna get one.
Right. Hey,
On
regardless if you
everything,
use
it's
them or
gonna
not,
be Lady
sign
A.
up.
If you're looking for me on streaming platforms, it's Lady A. Look for the new single, Body Parts. Look for the album coming very, very soon. I'm so proud of it. It's called Big Girls Don't Cry.
Gotcha.
Look for that in June. We're gonna put the visuals out. Like, it's just gonna be a whole lot of all summer. Actually, for the rest of the year.
Nice. Well, hey, make sure you keep me posted. Make sure.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got to. DJ Rain.
Right. Hey, I appreciate you coming through. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right. Hey, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend.